Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to round number 5 of the MEA NASCAR Cup Series here at Circuit of the Americas, also known as COTA. And I'm SSR Mayhem, also known as Steve. I'm bringing you tonight's live action here in the MEA NASCAR Cup Series as we're at the halfway point of the season. We've had 4 different winners this season. Miss Katie Cat, LMP Amoeba, RZM Sean, and last week's winner, Vanquish FRC, who also is here tonight as well. ESV Barcode is the pole sitter heading into tonight's race, and we got ourselves an opportunity to have a 5th different winner this season. Stay tuned as we get prepared for round number 5 action here at MEA. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get the starting lineups here. MEA had to do some big boy, big girl things tonight before the race started up, talking to all the drivers individually. Let's get ready for the starting lineups here tonight, as you're going to see them on your screen in front of you. So just give me a second. I'm going to pull up the grid order. So, the grid order is ESV Barcode was your pole sitter tonight. He set the fastest lap of a 2:05.1. He's going to be accompanied by Vanquish FRC, who won last week's race at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. He actually set a .2 in qualifying, so these two drivers should be really tough here tonight, battling for the race lead as I find Vanquish FRC. Then it's going to be RZM Sean and ESV Bobberts. These two know each other pretty well in the series. They've been competing back and forth throughout other numerous series through this season. So it's going to be interesting to see, as Sean has a 1-point advantage coming into tonight over Bobberts in the standings. And then your points leader, Miss Katie Cat, she qualified 5th in what maybe felt like a magical lap for her, but to many, it's not surprising. She'll start in the 5th spot alongside LMP Amoeba, who has a race win this season back in round number 2 at Homestead. He's going to start in the 6th spot. A guy we did not see last week, it's TNR Bryant. He's going to start in the 7th position here tonight. Looks like he's got a pretty good car, but he's going to be accompanied by USA MVP, who's going to start in that 8th spot. MVP was really great in qualifying, could not get anything going last week at Indianapolis, but what he showed us at Watkins Glen could be the same thing here tonight, as he shows to be a very promising road course racer. Then it's SMX Savitar, rookie as well this season, or I should say a rookie in the fact this season. He's going to start in the 9th spot. Not been a great series or an entire 2022 season here at MEA for Savitar, but maybe his luck is going to change here tonight, as Missile Vision will start in the 10th spot alongside him. It's going to be RZX JJ Reg, your Daytona 500 champion earlier this year. He's going to start in that 11th spot. Alongside him is BMS Aero 9 Vin. I don't know. I'm just going to call him Aero. He's going to start in the 12th spot. Behind them, it's also 2 BMS drivers. It's BMS Boost and BMS Reese, as they start in that 13th and 14th position. As I find Reese. In the 15th spot, it was going to be SWR Obvious, but now it's Kart Racer, and Kart Racer will start in that 15th spot. Alongside him will be Roxman1, making his A-Lobby debut, the first time on the big screen here tonight. Behind them, it's JDMX Culture in that 17th spot, and with him is LCR F1 Ben. We haven't seen him in quite some time in the A-Lobby, but good to see him back in action. JRFE Blade, he's going to be in the 19th spot, or I should say, yeah, the 19th spot sounds about right. And then behind him is Kobe All The Way, RZX Ultra, and RZX Blessed, which will round out your 22-car field here at Circuit of the Americas. Once again, I'm SSR Mayhem. Thank you for tuning in for round number 5 of the MEA NASCAR Cup Series here. And we are about ready to go. The drivers look ready to be lined up, and we should be going here momentarily. 29 laps. 28 to be technical, but 29 laps for tonight's event. And so here's the set field here tonight, with Vanquish being kind of an odd one coming in. We weren't expecting him to show up this week to race at COTA. It was kind of a last-minute decision. Good to see. It looks like we might have a really good battle for the race lead here tonight. The paint slap about to commence, and we will get around this giant track called Circuit of the Americas to go green, as the restart zone is a white line, and the F1 start-finish line, which is closer than the original start line you see here, that is the restart zone, so quite a bit away from the original, from our restart or finish line tonight. 22 cars to set the stage here in the A lobby. Should be a good one. So we're getting to the start finish line here soon. An exciting one here as Barcode and Vanquish on the front row for this one. Barcode ran really, really well at Watkins Glen. He had the weird and odd ghost hit though from behind, which took him out of the race, which gave RZM Sean the race win. Sean, who's starting in the 3rd spot, right behind them. So they're going to bring the cars down to 40 miles an hour. So they were just getting that lineup in order. I love that shot. That's a nice shot. I guess it's nice when it's in slow-mo. And so they're doubling up this time, and we're about to go racing here at Circuit of the Americas with ESV Barcode and then Vanquish FRC on the front row. And, oh, wait a minute. Looks like a false start. Something had happened on the start. So they're gonna go around again. I guess we're gonna get 2 pace laps. Something was not right at the rear of the field, so not sure what had happened. I'll see if I can find out from race communications, but definitely lucky for whatever had happened. So, from what I'm getting from radio is that basically what had happened was the rear of the field, somebody messed up and maybe some type of sim twitch had happened before the start. Well, we kind of saw it on screen where cars were kind of going left and right. Not sure what had exactly happened, so they waved off the green flag and had us go around again. So, this is supposed to be expected to be an easy one-stop race for the competitors tonight. With COTA being a technical racetrack, it could be a big factor for many of these drivers. So they are just getting things sorted up on track, and lap 1's over with, so there's no restarts. That's good. So they're doubling back up again. I'm hearing in the race directory that they're telling the drivers, can you settle down back there? We haven't even gone yet. I'm sure it was a minor mistake, you know, and the season has been kind of rough, especially at the oval tracks. MEA come out with a very hard opening earlier this week, stating that the changes will be made on how it handles on-track and off-track business. So strictening up in the MEA organization more than it has been in the past. Unfortunately, when things don't seem to be sticking too well, they kind of, you know, things will have to change. So here we go. It's ESV Barcode and Vanquish FRC, and we are green at COTA. Leads the way, Vanquish FRC behind him, but it's actually Sean to the inside. Bobbers gets loose, Katie lays off the gas, 3 wide off of turn 1. And caution is out. JDM Culture and RZX JJ Rez. You know, we talked about how JJ Rez was involved in a lot of accidents this season. So we're gonna try this again. It's a beautiful day here at Circuit of the Americas, some sunny skies and a nice track ready to go racing. I mean, we've seen some passing. Looks like Katie lost a couple spots. Alright, so we're going to try this again. Alright, so Barcode ready to set us back to green, and it's RZM Sean on the opposite end this time, but we're back racing here at COTA. Let's try to get past turn 1 this time, shall we? We're going to do this. We're going to pop. Why is the map so close? We're going to go into turn 1. And we'll, man, that's exciting. Getting rough and gritty out there. We're green though. Let's hop on with Bobbers. We got a little bit of some bumping and banging. The pack just going into turn 1 so aggressively. It's all right. So we're moving and grooving. The pack's moving along fine. We'll go through the pack as much as we can. As we ride with BMS Boost 55, one of the rookies this season. Looks like everyone's starting to settle down just a little bit. BMS Reeves in the back. JJ Reds up to the 17th spot after an early accident with Kart. It's a kart racer. Roxman in the, oh my gosh. Roxman driving really recklessly right there. So we're back here as Roxman gets really loose around the corner. Oh my gosh, man. These guys in the back, they're like fighting hard. Really hard. Let's hop up to the lead real quick with Barcode, who's still leading this thing. It looks like Vanquish FRC has taken over the second spot from RZ and Sean. Miss Katie Cat in the fourth spot, leading ESV Bobbers right behind her. I got a new headset today, everyone, so if I sound a little different, that's why. So right now, Sean's hanging tight with Vanquish FRC, who had taken over the second spot. I didn't mean to go to Sean, I meant to go to Bobberts and Katie, and Bobberts able to take over the fourth spot. Looks like Katie might have let him on through, not sure, didn't see the pass, but he got on by for the fourth spot. Meanwhile, TNR Bryant in front of LMP Amoeba. Amoeba, who was last year's runner-up in Season 4, trying to get some crucial points. Bryant, who missed last week, actually got no points last week at all, didn't make qualifying. And Katie looks like she gets to an inside of Bobberts as we hop on board with Amoeba. She gets to the inside, going side by side now. And Katie might get that spot from Bobberts. She locks up the brakes right there. And she's going to get loose, and she'll take the spot right back from Bobberts. Nice little battle here for the fourth and fifth spot with Miss Katie Cat, the points leader and defending champion, ESV Bobberts. Now Bobberts trying to do a crossover as he gets to the left turn up down this long mid-straight. Is it really a mid-straight, though? Bobberts to the inside. They go door to door. Vanquish and Sean still hanging tight with Barcode. Now the battle for fourth and fifth is getting tight. LMP Amoeba now to the inside of Bryant. He's not going to be able to get it right there. Bobberts trying to seal the pass. Katie trying to do a crossover right there. Doesn't get the job done. And Bobberts will take over the fourth spot right back. TNR Bryant, however, still fending off LMP Amoeba for the sixth spot. USA MVP, he's back there, just a little ways in the eighth position. The battle for the lead is a three-car battle right now. And let's hop on with that lead battle as Bryant has... Oh, no, I'm sorry. I thought Bryant faded off. I don't know why I didn't see him on my screen. And, oh, Amoeba gets to the inside as I was trying to hop onto the lead battle. Amoeba now to the outside of Bryant, but he's going to give that up. It looks like Bobberts now trying to get away from Katie. Battle for the race lead, however. It's Barcode and Vanquish, 1 and 2. Sean not too far behind them. These cars really fighting the racetrack right now. It's a very technical racetrack, not designed for stock car racing specifically, but the drivers doing the best they can with what they can handle. Barcode still leading every lap so far, but he's not getting away as Vanquish putting the pressure on with RZM Sean to follow him. And let's pull up the race map. And I'm hearing cautions out and actually on the race map. I'm not sure who it was. Kart racer and somebody. So caution was brought out. And I'm hearing that Roxman and Karts got together. I don't know if I was muted throughout that whole segment, guys. I do apologize. My new headset, I don't got the same mute. Because I mute when I cough and breathe and stuff like that when I'm not talking. But word had it that Roxman and Karts brought out the caution, 2-car caution. So it's been brought out. Pit road is closed. A nice little battle though between Barcode and Vanquish. So pit road will not be open this time around. The drivers will go around the racetrack. They will double back up and we'll go back to green. So Roxman was receiving warnings early in this race and then got into an accident with Kart Racer. Kart Racer not having the start he wanted. And we'll actually restart in the back of the pack with the field because that seems to be where things are kind of getting kind of wonky. But this is where the accident happened, so I'm not sure what it caused it. Maybe just hard side-by-side battling, but stock cars are a little bit tricky here. It's like I said, it's been built for F1, so you know the aerodynamics are a little different for these drivers. Beating and banging, even under caution. Alright, so they're gonna double up here. They're gonna drop it down to 40 miles per hour so the field sticks together on the restart. We're gonna hop on board with LCR F1 Ben on this start. 22 cars on the track once again. Here is the A lobby. Little slinky effect there, no worries, just fuel and tires. So Barcode and Vanquish once again. I kind of want to hop on the lead, but we'll see them from afar as I'm looking back and forth on this restart. And here we go, and back to green as Barcode leads the way. And we're going to see possible fanning because we're just past. There we go. Oh my gosh. So we're gonna try this again. Let's see if anything's changed at the front. Looks like nothing had really changed. Hop on with Katie here. All right, so Roxman is going to serve a drive-through penalty on the restart. And we're going green as Roxman's serving his drive-through penalty, and we're back in action here at COTA. They're holding their lines, and they're going across the line, and now the fanning begins. And caution will come out. Oh, boy. So TNR Bryant with the warning after driving too aggressively into turn 1. So the drive-through penalty for Roxman no longer becomes a penalty. So drivers need to settle down, or we're going to see a long green flag cautionless run, and the drivers are already getting penalties, and it was Sean and Vanquish. They're swapping positions, so they're having a good old time there in the top 3. Marco's like, you do this the whole race, so give me those points. So we're going back to green again. We're 9 laps into this one, and we're going to see if these drivers start settling down. It seems like the main culprits have been warning or got their penalty. We just saw a slow, fast buffer right there. I am praying that's not me. Knock on wood for me, everyone that is watching. Appreciate y'all. But we're going back to green, and Barcode and Sean are on the front row. Vanquish and Katie behind them. And here we go! Back at it. We're gonna see what's going on. Alright, so Missile Vision did jump out of line early before the start line, it looked like, but they kind of paid the price for it. They're back at it once again. Looks like the front of the field settling. Oh, Bombers gets real deep and gets rear-ended by MVP. Some lockup right there. Robertson's going to lose more than a few spots. He's going to lose 3 or 4. And we're hopped on board with Arrow right here. BMS Arrow all alone. Kobe, oh my gosh. Ultra just died. Like, died on screen. Oh my. On board with Roxman here. And we're hopped on board here back in the top 15. Battling with Missile Vision right there for 16th and 17th. Missile Vision started in the top 10, trying to fight his way back into the front. We're still hopped on board here as Missile Vision now on the attack. And you can see the leaders fanning out. We'll pull up the race map here so you guys can see where everyone is at on track. Your top 5s is Brian, Katie, Vanquish, Sean, and Barcode. And Roxman goes way wide. And he lost a ton of spots right. Well, he didn't lose a ton of spots. He lost 2. But he got really wide. Missile Vision and Ultra able to get on by. Now Kart Racer and Savitar, the next 2 to try to line up and go the attack. Actually, that's not the next 2. Who's behind Kart? That's Blessed. And Blessed gets really wide there. Lou almost loses the car. Kart Racer just taps the corner panel of Roxman, and these 2 tangled earlier in the race, and if I'm Kart Racer, I'm probably not too happy right now because these 2 have been going back and forth since the start of this thing, with Kart Racer now to the inside of Roxman, going side by side off the edge, and Roxman throws it to the inside and tries to squeeze on by, and he's using every bit and trying to extend those limitations by MEA, but Kart Racer isn't having it. It gets into the back of the corner panel of Roxman, and Roxman loses a spot or 2. So Kart Racer, looks like he got to the rear bumper of Roxman. And Roxman literally overshoots turn 1, and Bless cuts down over turn 1. Oh boy. And Bless just overshooting. Savitar gets to the inside of Blessed right there. Oh, and Savitar gets into Roxman in the corner. These guys in the back are fighting, dude. Like, they are fighting. So it looks like these guys and gals and all the above are settling down. Let's move up to Miss Katie Cat, who's running fourth behind Vanquish FRC, who's trailing behind RZM Sean right now. As Sean able to stay in front of Vanquish. Still chasing down USB Barcode. Meanwhile, Bobberts has fought his way back into the top 5. Bryant not too far behind Bobberts. RZXJJ Red, you know, this guy will tell you I'm involved in every early race accident. And currently running top 10, 7th, really doing a good job right now. He's going to be fending off on MVP. Meanwhile, a big gap between 8th and 9th. As you see here, a battle for 9th and 10th as LMP Amiibo trying to fight his way back inside, I should say, the top 10. Amiibo trying to fight for that elusive title he's never gotten in MEA. The MEA NASCAR Cup Series, such a big deal for the LMP driver. He gets to the inside and will take over the 9th spot, but Arrow not done yet. He tries to do a crossover. He'll get to the inside of Amiibo now. Kobe all the way, running in that 11th spot, right behind them, trying to make something happen if something goes wrong, and Arrow's got a good run here off the corner. And he gets to the inside, but can Amiibo get a good run from the outside? He sticks to his door, and they're going to go side by side, and Amiibo hangs to the inside. Kobe all the way, trying to get something done. A crossover now by Arrow once again. He's going to try to make an outside-inside move, but Amiibo will maintain the spot. Can Arrow make something happen? He gets to the inside of Amiibo. Now they're going to go side by side around the I guess it's a carousel. I believe this is a carousel, kind of like a carousel, not really, but Amiibo playing good defense right now, trying to get away, and it looks like he might have finally broken the gap. And Kobe just hitting the bumper of Arrow right there as they use the little extension that is a part of the track. And Cole gets to the inside of Amiibo again. A crossover by Amiibo. Back at it once again, and Amiibo will seal the spot one more time. And what a nice little battle right there. 9th, 10th, and 11th, though Kobe was kind of being the patient one. A great little battle between Arrow and Amiibo for that 9th and 10th place spot. A good all-around battle, a little bumping and banging, but that's all legal right there, and that was some good stuff. I'm sure everyone watching loved that little battle, and it looks like Amiibo might have the advantage and will start pulling away. However, let's go back forward as RZXJJ Red still maintaining a good run, or good spot on MVP. Bobberts, on the other hand, back on the offensive end on Miss Katie Cat. Katie, who's ran a pretty passive race for the whole time. She was kind of in the cluster of things early in this race. Currently, your points leader 15 points in front of RZM Sean. Both drivers got bonus points. However, Sean got a few more bonus points. So this race is just about maintaining yourself and staying out of trouble if you're Miss Katie Cat. Right now, she doesn't have the pace to compete for the front lead, but right now battling hard in the top 5. Bobberts, he's a point back from RZM. Sean out-qualified Katie as well, defending champion from last season, and has been in a mix of fights so far, but has found his way back into the mix, and looking to battle here with Miss Katie Cat for the 4th spot. Meanwhile, the battle in front of him, it's Vanquish FRC and RZM Sean. Sean, who's been doing a really good job staying in front of Vanquish so far on this run, is now under fire. Last week's winner at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Vanquish now doing a fight for the 2nd spot, but Sean's not going to give it up so easily. And let's see what Vanquish does. Vanquish is a pretty relaxed driver. He won't push the limit. He's patient. He'll take his time. So it might be a minute before he takes a shot at it. But Katie still in front of Bobberts as TNR Bryant tries to get in the mix of this battle. And Bobberts takes a shot at Katie to the inside of turn 1. Katie not having it on the outside. She's going to maintain the inside. They go side by side in 2. Who is going to lift? And it's going to be Katie just by a little bit, and she'll let Bobberts go there, but nice little battle. It might not be over yet, though. Katie's still on the prowl, still fighting strong. Just going to try to hug that apron right there. Fighting strong, the points leader. And it looks like she might have lost it here. Bobberts has shown a little bit more pace in the car. And she's not done just yet. Bobberts and Katie duking it out right here. DNR Bryant watching from afar, hoping maybe they'll take risks at one another. But as you see Katie locking up the brake right there. And that is all legal for those that are watching. I know some are going to say, well, they're doing the old e-brake thing, the old Hydra e-brake. Yeah, no, that is all legal in MEA. Nothing in the rules state they can't do that. And as you can see, it has no real advantage against Bobberts here. So Katie just trying to do what makes it feel best. And Bobberts might be able to get away here. Let's hop on with Vanquish FRC. He's on the prowl, on the attack, and feels that maybe it's time to go. RZM Sean fending him off so far. As you see Vanquish, he's using that e-brake. He's locking it up a little bit right there. Definitely fighting hard here now with 14 laps to go here at Circuit of the Americas. Sean trying to stay in front. These are big points for the rookie right now. And for some people, it's like, Sean, a rookie? Well, if you haven't followed this season, it's his first time in the MEA NASCAR Cup Series, and Vanquish is going to go pit now. He says it's time to go. So the first pit stop of the race begins for Vanquish FRC. And, oh. And Katie and Bobberts pitted. And I'm hearing from race comms, they overshot the pit together? I don't know. Interesting. So something awkwardly happened there for Bobberts and Katie as we hop on with JDMX Culture currently running in the 14th spot. I think he might have pitted recently. He was in the top 10. So let's take a look here. No, he hasn't. So he's lost a couple of spots since the last time we saw him. And JRFE Blade, oh, that's not how we get to Blade. And I'll talk about Blade. You know, Blade is a guy that's been a regular here at MEA. As you see Vanquish FRC back out of the pits and in the field right now. Probably not what he was hoping for, but Blade's a guy that's been pretty consistent over the years, or over the last year and a half or so. I don't remember how long he's been here, but he's been a consistent competitor from Brazil. And he's been getting better. And, like, it's definitely something to watch and acknowledge. Until we hop back on with Vanquish. And Vanquish looks to the inside of Kart Racer right there. Kart looks like he's just going to give it up. And JDM Culture now under fire with RZX Ultra to the inside. They're going to go side by side. Savitar in the mix as well now. Savitar, who was earlier given a warning for the aggressive drive that he had into... Oh, and Savitar into JDMX Culture right there. We just talked about it, and Vanquish trying to get going. And Vanquish was able to get by him, but JDMX Culture and Savitar connect on the corner. It looks like Savitar was on the inside, just a little too much right there. And, oh, geez, that was a close call, but looks like they didn't lose too much together as Ultra just slinging that car into the pits. Sean in pit road, coming out of the pits right now. And let's see what happens here. Vanquish on the way. And Vanquish. And they're battling for second here. Technically, door to door banging all around, going through the S section. Who's going to give it up? John's not giving it up just yet, but he lifts just a little bit. And fighting hard is Vanquish and Sean. Battling for that net 2 position, and Vanquish able to get the job done. And I don't know if Sean's going to be able to jump, but he gets to his corner panel. He tries to fight for it, throws it to the inside of him coming off the corner. He might settle down here. We'll see. So Vanquish has secured the spot, it looks like. Meanwhile, Barcode stayed out, and he is currently in pit road. Katie and Bobberts had pitted. Bryant has stayed out up to this point. Bryant looks like he might go. Yep, Bryant's going to take the lead from Barcode, so that'll be the first lead change of the race in our Bryant. He's been in every race but last week, so getting those bonus points as he crosses the line. USA MVP entered pit road as well. RZXJJ Reds, on the other hand, in as well. Arrow also in the pits as we go through everybody. I think Reese just passed us. I'm not. Nope, Reese is in pit. So that Kobe all the way stayed out. So Kobe gonna take another lap as well. So, oh, okay, so they're having the whole pit cycle of nonsense happening right now. Bobberts and Katie, after whatever had happened in the pits, they're going to try to clear these drivers. Katie got real wide off of turn 1. She's trying to recollect herself. Race leader TNR Bryan, on the other hand, might have passed these two drivers after the incident in the pits. And LMP Amoeba as well. I missed him somehow. He's still out on the racetrack. We'll pull up the race map. You can see the fan of the field. We'll hop back here with RZXJJ Reds, currently fighting with Roxman 1. Roxman, I believe, as well, has not pitted yet. JJ just trying to get a good result today. Was concerned about this race. Wasn't sure if he was going to be that competitive, but early accident. Fell back to 22nd, 21st, so fought his way back into the top 10. And just outside it right now during the pit cycle, might have a good day after all. And the man that had a pit penalty earlier in this race, Roxman won. Well, that was the thing. He did have to pit earlier, so he has a little bit more in the tank right now. Currently running the 13th spot. I'm not sure if Roxman can make it to the end with what he has right now. So we're just going to chill here real quick as we hop on the screen there. It looks like Bryant stayed out. He did. We'll hop on with Bryant as he just came out of the pits. And the mistake by Katie and Bobberts pitting, whatever had happened, got him in front of them, but Bobberts with some momentum in turn 1, duking it out with Bryant. And Bobberts is letting it go. And that's going to stack them up a little bit. Katie now reeling them in. And JDMX Culture, he stayed out for another lap, it looks like. Currently running the 5th spot. And this is not what you want to see if you're ESV Bobberts right now, trying to gain ground again. As LMP Amoeba has stayed out on the racetrack, he's going to get those bonus points for leading a lap today. And almost looked like they went 3 wide there, but Bobberts not able to get the run on him. He's sitting in a sandwich right now, a Bryant-Katie sandwich. Oh, and Bobberts overshoots the corner, way over the corner! Bobberts loses the corner, and he's going to lose both spots by Bryant and Katie. And wow, what a big mistake by a veteran driver. That is costly, and Bobberts making those mistakes doesn't help him right now in the fight here late in this race with 10 laps to go. Meanwhile, LMP Amoeba has stayed out for a couple more laps than everyone else. Barcode will retake the lead Vanquish in second. He's going to try to track him down, and Sean's starting to lose the 2 leaders in front. And a lot of the time that was missed there by Vanquish. Being behind Sean now no longer lingers. Can Vanquish close the gap and work hard to try to track down race leader ESV Barcode? Vanquish going for his 2nd win this season. Barcode going for his 1st win this series. And could be the day where we have 5 different drivers. Meanwhile, TNR Bryant still leads, and Katie gets to his inside. Can they clear the S section? Oh no, Katie's got a good run. And and Katie gets the job done. Great pass by the points leader. And Bryant now, oh, he opened the door for Bobbers right there, side by side. He's got the inside lane, door to door, bumper to bumper almost. Bryant fighting strong here. And they are not done fighting. Look at the battle right here. The 79 of TNR Bryant, the 8 of ESV Bobbers. Both Chevrolets duking it out for that 5th and 6th spot. Bryant, ooh, gets a little too much into Bobbers. Just not crazy, but definitely skid up there right next. And they're going side by side now down the straightaway. And Katie's starting to get away. Here they go. Really slow left hanger here. Can Bobbers maintain an outside line on Bryant? Oh man, he's squishing him right there. Real hard squish him right there. Bobbers looks like he's trying to clear the pass. Bryant tried to pull the crossover. Bobbers wasn't going to let it happen. And he tries again. He throws it to the inside of Bobbers. And Bobbers should clear him right here. And that should be the race battle between them. Bobbers should be able to get on through there, no problem. And he did, but Bryant's not done. He's trying to do another thing, but we're going to hop back with the 8th and 9th place battle between MEA and RZXJJ Reds. And Bryant throwing the house at Bobbers there. MVP was watching on, probably hoping that something happens between them. But it looks like Bobbers, Bryant thought about it, but he's going to play it safe. And Amoeba says, I'm not. And Amoeba goes for the inside pass. He'll take over the 8th place spot from RZXJJ Red. So JJ's got a little bit of a gap between him and Roxman 1. Roxman in the 10th spot. Oh, actually, Roxman coming out of pit road. So never mind. Roxman out of pit road. Oh, he's going to hold on to 10th spot. I'm sorry. I thought he was coming out of the pits there the way the camera angle was. But now a battle for the 10th, 11th, and 12th spot. Roxman, Arrow, and who is that? That's Kobe all the way. Duking it out in the S section at Coda. 8 laps to go here in the MEA NASCAR Cup Series round number 5 as ESV Barcode still leads the way over Vanquish FRC. Arrow working hard, but now he's got trouble. He's got Kobe all the way right behind him in the 12th spot. And Arrow tried, and oh man, whoa, and 3 wide going into this corner. Wow. And I mean, wow. I don't know what everyone else thought there, but Roxman loses both spots. Arrow was able to maintain his position over Kobe. Here they go into the little hangar here. Okay, how is this? And Arrow able to hang on here against Kobe. Oh, and the caution is out. So I'm being told that a car caught the tire barrier and another car collected, but I don't see anyone that might have. I don't know who would have done that. So I'm not sure Not sure exactly, guys, what had brought the caution out. When we brought the race map up, nobody was staggered on the track, so I don't know if it was really quick or not, or we just caught it late, but it brought the caution out with 2 cars, and a late race caution can really dice up how this race ends. This is the time of race where drivers really get antsy, and I would not be surprised to see a little mayhem along the way. So we'll see what happens. They're going to open up pit road next time by, and then we're going to see who's going to take that last chance pit, and it's going to be a race till the finish. So stay tuned as we get ready to go here for the final, what, 6 laps when we go back to green. So they're gonna open up pit road, and we're gonna see who takes or who needs that last pit stop. I would assume the top 10 is safe from having to pit again. We're gonna see what they do exactly here. We'll open up the map to see if anyone pits. It looks like somebody did pit. Like a few cars needed to pit, so people are making that pit stop. So, as the 3 drivers that had to pit try to make their way back up to the front of the field, it's going to be ESV Barcode, Vanquish FRC, once again, a duo that's been up front, as well as RZM Sean. These 3 have been pretty much the class of the field all race long, with Miss Katie Cat pretty much running where she's been in 4th all this race. But lap 24 to 25 is the last string that they can make a call for caution. So this restart literally is going to dictate the rest of this race. And how aggressive will drivers be 4:25 is the real question. You got about 4 laps to go, and we're going to see what they can pull off because it's going to be tough out there. You know the front 10 should be solid. No, we do know that TNR Bryant was a little bit aggressive early in this race, but had received a warning, so you got to think that's in the back of his mind. It's going to be... It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. I'm not sure how this is going to play out. Definitely going to see what the back half does, because I feel like where the problems are going to come from is that back half group where it was kind of an issue early in this race. You have TNR Bryant right there behind Katie, then you got MVP behind Bobberts. So here they come around, possibly for the final restart here at Circuit of the Americas for round number 5 of the MEA NASCAR Cup Series. Halfway point of the season. Possibly a 5th different driver this season to win. It'd be the first time ever in MEA, well, I would say the entirety of MEA, it'd be 5 different winners by the halfway point of the season. History can be made here tonight for that particular statistic, but we are going to go back racing here. It's Barcode, it's Vanquish as they come across into the restart section. Barcode will lead us back to green, possibly for the final time tonight. And Barcode got a good jump. Again, Vanquish did not get the jump he probably was hoping to get as they head into turn 1, and Brian overshoots turn 1 like a, I don't even know, like a truck. Oh, and a caution will be coming out, it looks like. I don't know exactly. So, I don't know if I was muted for all that, but that was pretty wild. Brian overshot turn 1. I don't know what happened to Ultra, but that would be a 1-car accident. Sean did not get a good restart. Now behind points leader Miss Katie Cat. And if you're Katie, this is important positions right now. The top, or I wouldn't say the top 2, but 3rd through 5th right now is your championship 3 going to battle here. And this is important because Katie's the 15-point favorite right now. Well, I say that like as if this was a ball game, but she's 15 points in front of Sean in the point standings. Bobbert's 1 point back from Sean. He's further back behind Katie exponentially. These 3 are going to probably go hardcore through the rest of this race. Meanwhile, Vanquish battling for the lead. The pack. So caution free the rest of the way. Battle for the race lead. 4 laps to go in this one. It's Vanquish FRC challenging Barcode for the lead. Back behind him, it's Miss Katie Cat leading the pack of 3 between her, Sean, and Bobberts. Katie, if she can hold off Sean for just a little bit longer, it would be a probably a very exciting day for her. Vanquish trying to go for his 2nd win back-to-back since coming in last week at Indianapolis. Bobberts trying to fight his way back up through the points after a tough week in Indianapolis. Sean trying to close the gap on Katie in the standings, and now trying to close the gap for 2nd as they go into the corner. Both drivers hits the E-brake right there. You just saw it, but Sean makes a clean pass to the inside of Katie. Now Katie and Bobberts are going to go to work against one another, but will Katie have a shot at Sean? And Katie looks to the inside. Is she going to make a move? She looks, she thinks, and she will stay in line. Bobberts will too, but Bobberts was almost closing that gap a lot more. I thought he was going to hit the rear bumper of Katie, but he was able to stay off her. Katie right there on top of Sean. She gets to the inside of Sean. And I'm trying to run that, you know, that top camera view of Katie, but well, I'm trying to do what Bobberts do. Fading in and out. Bobberts gets to the outside and then loses it. And right now, the one driver in the field that's really not probably excited about this is LMP Amigo, because he's not in the fight for it, trying to fight for a championship. DNR Bryant a little bit of ways away. Ooh, Bobberts tries to make an aggressive move to the inside of Katie, forces her wide in turn 1. And Bobberts will get on by for the 4th spot. So Katie loses both spots after a great restart, which moved her up 2 spots. So Katie will probably just hang in tight, go further back into 9th place with BMS Aero under fire from LMP Amoeba in the 10th spot. He's also got Kobe all the way. Missile Vision trying to fight his way back into his starting spot. He's back there in 12th. But SMX Savitar right behind him. Kobe all the way goes to the inside and Amoeba gets into the rear bumper of BMS Aero. Kobe all the way gets a double move. And Aero just trying to get it back up and going here. They brought in Vision and Savitar. Amoeba now looks to the inside again, trying to make the pass. Kobe all the way gets clipped by Aero. They're really duking it out. Savitar was able to get by Missile Vision. Amoeba got really slow there. He got a little too much. Really fighting hard with Aero. Savitar almost had a chance there. Aero gets really wide off the corner. And Amoeba tries to skid on through, but Aero almost got the crossover, gets loose off the corner. And Amoeba will take that spot over for 10th. And now a 3-car battle here between Aero, Savitar, and Missile Vision. 2 laps to go here at COTA. And now a little bit of a fight here with Kobe all the way. Oh, that's way too far ahead. JJ Reds, everybody. JJ Reds in the 54 Toyota. Doing his thing. Amoeba battling right now for 9th with Kobe all the way. Amoeba working hard here today. Amoeba trying everything he can here. Let's go to the... Wait a minute! He gets to the inside of Kobe! Side by side now! He gets a little bit of the edge, but loses it slightly. Oh, I think I see a crossover move type thing coming here from Amoeba. He tried, but Kobe did a really good job recovering from the inside. And And a big try to the outside. It's MEA trying to make the pass on Kobe all the way, side by side. It's going to be a tough move right here if he can make it stick. Kobe gets too wide and loses the car. And MEA able to pick over that spot. MEA on a mission right now. To move up to the top 5 with just Katie Cat right behind ESP Bombers in the 4th spot. They're trying to track down the man in front, RZM Sean. Meanwhile, the battle for the race leads on. Barcode and Vanquish 1 and 2 as they go through the S section. Barcode doesn't have many moments like this where he's really challenged at many tracks that he's really dominating at. He's got a lap and a half to go. How patient will Vanquish be? Will Vanquish take any chance? Vanquish locks up and throws it to the inside. A move for the race lead. They're side by side off the edge. Barcode stuck to the outside. Vanquish to the inside. Toyota, Ford, duking it out for the race lead with only 1 lap to go. Vanquish has been so patient throughout this race, finally fighting for a spot door to door right there. Barcode trying to get the advantage back. Barcode's able to cover it. Vanquish not done just yet. He's trying to make, oh, but he gets loose. Something happened right there. Didn't lose too much momentum. He's gonna have another crack at this. 1 more lap to go. It also looks like USA MVP is challenging RZX JJ Reds, but I could be completely wrong. That's what I thought I saw. No, he's getting closer to TNR Bryant for the 6th spot. And Vanquish got a good turn right there off the corner. White flag in the air, 1 to go here at Circuit of the Americas. Who's gonna take the win? Vanquish looks around. Barcode's gonna cover the inside, it looks like. And Barcode's just trying to hold him off. And they hit some tires. Got a tire on the racetrack. Here's the problem. Roberts was able to pass Sean. Roberts moved up to the 3rd spot. Vanquish only gonna have 1 more opportunity here. How is he gonna try to handle Barcode? Barcode gonna have to defend just a little bit longer. You know Sean's probably not done. He was only a foot off of Robert, so they're probably duking it out for 3rd, hardcore. Vanquish might be settling in for 2nd. I don't know if he has anything left here. It's not much of the track that he can do much in. Oh, but Sean's back to the inside of Bobbers for 3rd. Katie right there waiting, but Barcode starting to get away from Vanquish for the lead. 2 turns to go. Vanquish throws it deep into the inside, not able to get the job done. And not today. For the 5th time this season, a new winner. Barcode will win at COTA. Vanquish 2nd. And Sean was able to get it back for 3rd. What is this? Bobbers might lose another spot. And doesn't get it. Bobbers will hold on to 4th. 5th will be Katie. 6th, TNR Bryant. 7th, MVP. 8th, RZX JJ Reds. Amila's gonna hang on to 9th. Kobe all the way 10th, 11th, Arrow all the way. Arrow, Vision 12th, 13th, Savitar. It's so hard to do all this. 14th, Kart Racer. Freeze, Ultra, Blade, Boost. We'll go further back. Wait a minute. culture battling here with LCR F1 Ben. And yep, there's your result right there. The race in the books. Roxman actually has another lap left? No, he's sitting at the start-finish line. What is this? Roxman's doing something. Apparently he's upset about something. I don't know. So what is this? So Vanquish's AI took the lead though. We watched the finishers finish, and until the race timer ends, this is definitely going to be a penalty for Roxman 1, and not sure what he's doing, but definitely disrespecting the race right now. Lead, so at least that's how I'm seeing it. So poorness right there, but we're gonna get a top 5 interview coming up next here at MEA. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Once again, post-race interviews coming up next. So let's get the top 5 drivers in here for post-race interviews. And we'll go from there. We'll get Bobberts in here because Bobberts can actually get everybody in for us while I fix this. Stay tuned. We will get these drivers in. Alright, so we should have sent an invite to everybody that finished top 5. So we're just missing barcode. For everyone that's in here, make sure that your audio has been checked off inside the party chat so everyone can hear you from the other side. And we're gonna ask Katie some questions. Katie, you can send them on Discord to me or through the party chat, and I'll read them through there. But we're going to start with Miss Katie Cat, 5th overall today, ladies and gentlemen, for the points leader. Able to get a good result at a track she, before we got to this point this week, felt like she was going to struggle with. But Katie, you came into the race tonight And I think you exceeded the expectations of what you were hoping to get. You're going to lose the points gap just by a little bit, but a fifth place overall result. It seemed like you, Boberts, and Sean just duked it out all race long. A little bit of TNR Bryant in there as well, but give us a little insight on your race today and how hard did you fight to maintain a top 5, and did you feel like you had anything left there at the end for Boberts and Sean as they were really duking it out that last lap? And while, Katie, you answer that, we're going to go to somebody else. So just go ahead, answer that. Take your time, Katie. No rush for you. Just, I guess, let me know. Well, if you post it in here, I'll see it in here. If not, let me know if you put it in the Discord. We're going to move up to 4th place finisher, ESV Boberts, the defending champion. And Boberts, this race was, it wasn't a bad race for you, but it gave you a little bit of everything throughout this race. I gotta ask, early on, you just it wasn't there. You fell back to, I think, 8th. You fought your way back into the top 5. A late race caution kind of got you there to kind of close the gap with everybody else. And then you, Katie, and Sean just duked it out at the end. And you actually caught Sean and took a pass, and he got it right back. Take us through it.
Yeah, so obviously, the first half of the race wasn't good, and I got hit 3 times at turn 1. That's why I dropped back to 8th, and I was not particularly happy. Obviously, did have some good battles with Katie at the time there, as you said, making my way back through the field, as well as with Bryant, who was very stubborn with his defending. But yeah, I knew I had the pace, and I felt as if I actually had the pace to contend with Sean at least this week. I think Barcode and Vanquish were just on a little bit of another level. But obviously the proof was in the pudding later in the race than when you got that caution late on. Managed to get back up, into that 4th spot and close down Sean. And I did lunge it into on the back straight a little bit. But I knew that that was my strong point, was I could outbrake him. So I took that to my advantage and I made it work. And I was just trying to hang on, but he was better than me through the tight, twisty section and in like the first, first third of the lap sort of, area. And yeah, just he made a good move down the inside, and I couldn't defend then. And then that was it. He just got the move done back on me, so I was a bit annoyed. I couldn't hold that 3rd place as if I could. I then gained points on the pair of them. So it was one of those, up and down races.
You talked about how up and down the race was, but the result couldn't have felt horrible. I mean, it had to feel good to be able to contend with Katie and Sean there at the end. It definitely looked like Katie was kind of the mismatch, but she was able to hang with you guys throughout the race. And then you and Sean there at the end. I mean, it had to feel good to be fighting with Sean. You've had a lot of battles with him throughout the year in other series, not just here in the NASCAR Cup Series. And obviously, technically the 2022 season's over for MEA, but you're back at it and you're there fighting with him. And it seemed like most of the year he's had the edge. Do you feel like you might have closed the gap a little bit on the road course side of things? Because right now, Sean developing the oval side. But tonight really had to put something to perspective for you as a driver. Do you feel like that confidence has grown back to maybe where you felt unsure of things?
The confidence never left. It was just a case on, maybe not sound harsh, but other people just knowing where the line is, I guess, because that's what affected me. It's not my own driving, it was other people. So that's what has cost me points and results, especially last week at an Indy. And I personally think it's cost me points again here tonight. Obviously, the late safety car or caution did help. And I personally feel as if I was quick enough to finish 3rd here today, in amongst everything. So, but like I said, kudos to Sean for putting up a great fight and, taking it back from me, and obviously to Katie as well, who I had some fantastic battles with throughout that race. So 4th isn't the end of the world, I guess, but it is a bit of a disappointment.
And we know that you always strive to be better than the rest, and that's pretty much anybody. But a top 5 nonetheless could have been worse, but you're able to fight through the adversity and a result that going into the new year, I know we think we have one more race before 2023 actually comes into play, and what's the mentality going forward? You were a point behind Sean tonight. A few more points will be missing, but nothing crazy. And you gain points on the points leader, Miss Katie Cat, who you know, you guys have been duking it out this year as well. And pretty much it seems like whenever you guys are doing well, you're with each other. Whenever you guys are doing bad, you're still with each other. Last week being an example of that. But these next, you know, 5 weeks, very crucial races coming up. Only one more road course left in the schedule. What's that mentality, and what should we look forward to for the rest of the season for you?
Well, obviously, you know, well, the aim is obviously to, as it has been since the start of the season, but it's a case on just keeping the consistent runs in. I mean, obviously, I've still not got that win yet this season, which has been, I guess, the bummer so far. But at least, you know, bar last week, I've not had a worse finish than fourth. So that's what's, you know, again, like it has done every season, is the consistency that's kept me in play. So yeah, obviously it's just to keep that going, try and find a little bit more time here and there where I can, especially on the ovals, and obviously just like I said, try and outscore. Obviously in this, well, you know, obviously I thought everyone who's in the title fight, but obviously at this moment in time, the three of us, myself, Sean, and Katie, because we're all so close to each other.
Sorry, I was muted there, but well, nonetheless, Bobberts, congratulations on another top five finish this season. We know that you expect bigger things for yourself, but a great race from our point of view watching you on. So congratulations on a top five result today.
Thanks, and well done to Barcode on his win.
And that was ESV Bobberts, I'm sorry, fourth overall. Katie still answering some questions for us, so we'll get back to her in a little bit. We're going to move up with RZM Sean, and Sean, you were actually doing a great job early in this race. I mean, you did great the entire race, so I can't say there was any point, but specifically probably the first half or so of the race, you were up there battling with Barcode and Vanquish, and some people thought, oh, well, you know, Barcode's going to run this race this week, and then Vanquish shows up, then everyone starts saying, oh, it's Vanquish Barcode, but everyone left you out as the underdog, and you were doing a fantastic job sticking with those guys. It seemed to be outside of the caution, when the pace car came back out onto the racetrack, is when kind of things turned for you. Do you feel like the caution there late affected your result or affected your opportunity to battle with those guys at the end, or did you feel like, you know, it was what it was and there wasn't much more you could have done there?
Yeah, I absolutely feel like it affected my race. I mean, you know, it was very frustrating for me. Even after the fact, I wasn't maybe driving my best because I wasn't in the best mindset after it. The restarts have been quite frustrating in this series so far, as I'm sure everyone can relate to. But yeah, I could only really contend with Vanquish on the restarts. I was getting a lot better restarts than him, which allowed me to get on the inside. And you know, I was on the inside there, and if I feel like if I didn't get tapped around, I could have at least had a go for the position and maybe held it with so few laps left to go.
And you know, you've been getting so much better from the beginning of 2022 till now. You and Barcode, you know, we've talked about before, have been battling all season long, and Bobberts and you as well, battling all season long. Yeah, the restarts have always the restarts so far this season have been pretty shaky. Today it seemed like they've been cleaned up a little bit better, but it was a rocky start for the most part. There at the end, you obviously battled with Katie and Bobberts. And obviously that's something that you had probably was most frustrating, you know, going from third back outside, you know, like fifth, having to fight. But that battle between those two, it just seemed like you didn't race any different. You kind of kept yourself together. And it's not often we hear your frustration, so it is new for me as someone that's interviewing you. But take us through that battle, and you know, the last second pass on Bobberts. We weren't on it at the time. We saw it from like the distance happening. Take us through it and how tough it was to try to fight for those last couple of spots there at the end.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, after the incident, I managed to get back to third, and I think a few laps later, I locked up in the final sector, allowing Bobberts to get past, which, you know, is that one's all me. And I think that was on the second to last lap, so I just knew, you know, any opportunity I get here, I just have to take it. Obviously, I didn't want to, you know, completely mess up the move and lose more positions because Katie was so close. But you know, I need those points in the championship, especially on these road courses with the way my ovals have been going. So it was just yeah. If I saw an opportunity, I knew I had to go for it, and luckily it paid off.
And I know that Bobberts has shown a lot of aggression in his driving. I'm not saying negative aggression, but he's been a very aggressive driver, at least the last, the season for me. Bobberts and you kind of being a little patient, but Bobberts today was taking every shot he could. I'm sure that was in the back of your mind. You got an aggressive driver with you there. You got to fight for that spot. But then you also had Katie, who's a little bit more passive. She doesn't take as many opportunities as an aggressive passer, but did your mindset play any differently between the two drivers there at the end? How you had to race each other, or were you just, what, I'm going to take every opportunity, like you said, and just try to advance where you were?
Yeah, certainly. Certainly, Bobberts. I knew he was going to send it because he did at one point, and luckily, I think the move was on, but he just missed his brake in a bit and went too far into the corner. But after that, I knew, he's not going to be patient. But yeah, I figured so late into the race, with the way that point standings are, it doesn't matter if you're normally a patient driver. You're gonna try and get those points because it's going to be really vital, I think, towards the end of the season.
So the question is, obviously, you're in the fight for the championship, and we can tell that you're doing everything you can right now. 5 races to go, 1 road course left in the season. We go back to a couple of rocky places from earlier in the season. It feels like your mentality at the road courses is pretty much set in stone. As a driver who's trying to develop himself on the oval circuits, you've been a little bit more patient. Should we see more of that throughout those particular races, or is there any changes that you're going to do as a driver to try to better yourself when we get to those races coming up?
I mean, I'd hope to have better one-lap pace. A lot of the times when I've made positions, it's been on, people ahead of me getting taken out or just sort of messing up the corner and that. And I'd like to be able to, look at the guy in front and be faster than him and actually make a move. But I don't intend to just, send it on everyone. I think I'm just gonna stay with what I'm doing and just hopefully, maybe get a bit better quality position.
Well, obviously, Sean, you're going for a championship to start out your 2023 season. It's a mixture of the 22 going over, from December to January. But a lot of work still left for you to do, but another great result. And I'm sure you feel okay with this result, being back that you got the 3rd. But do you feel like you had anything left there to try to put on Vanquish and Barcode at the end if you could?
In pure pace, no. But, granted, I think, as I said before about Bobberts and Katie, I think the driving would have been a bit different. I think more moves would have been done, but I had defended against Vanquish for a lot of the race, so I feel like were I to get in front, I at least had a chance, even though, once he's passed, he's just driving away from me because he's a few times quicker a lap. I thought...
And we saw that in the race where you were in front of him. It felt like as long as you maintained your pace just enough, there wasn't much room to pass.
Yeah, I think he was being quite patient, and I think he probably knew that he was faster than me, and he was going to be able to get the position later on. But I think I would have turned up the defending a bit in the later laps, especially as I've said before, with the points being so crucial to my championship.
Well, congratulations on a nice fight back to get into that 3rd spot. Not exactly the way you wanted to see this race go today, but nonetheless, vital points, finishing in front of the 2 drivers that you're currently closest to in the championship. That at least has to feel good. So congratulations on a top 5 finish, and hopefully the next half of the series you can kind of catch on to the ovals a little bit better. But great job today, Sean.
Thank you.
And that was RZM Sean, 3rd overall today. We're going to hop back to 5th place finisher, Miss Katie Cat. She answered with... She was super happy with her result. She wasn't expecting to be in the top 5 at all. Bobberts and Sean had the edge, and I didn't want to fight too hard in riskings for either of them throughout the race, as we just ended up slowing each other down. The final last 3 laps were so much fun. I pushed the stick around to pick up an opportunity from Bobberts and Sean battling. I certainly was the slowest of the 3, but to even be close enough to capitalize is something I'm really proud about. The battling with Bobberts was certainly the highlight of the race for me. We carried on with about her confidence as a driver, the frustrating season she's had up to this point, and having that race today, and also the rest of the season that we've asked the other two. She said the pace of COTA for me is the big boost in confidence because I honestly thought I would be terrible here. I've had a few results denied in the ovals this season. I'm hoping to finally get some better results on the ovals in the rest of the season with the new efforts of MEA introducing new measures to enforcing fair racing. I'm hoping to focus on the oval results and minimize the points damage on the final road course. With the racing hopefully being less chaotic, I'm hoping to have more results like Daytona and utilize what I feel I'm better at, which is oval racing. So Miss Katie, very happy with her race result. 5th overall today at COTA, and hopefully some better luck in the second half of the season at some places she feels that she's better at overall. So Miss Katie Cat, 5th overall today. And we're going to move on to the runner-up spot, last week's winner, Vanquish FRC, a.k.a. Daddy, as it says back on his car, because he will never let me down if I don't say that. Vanquish, you came in tonight, not sure if you were going to run this week. Last second qualifying, was able to get into the show. You sat behind Sean for the longest time. How patient did you have to be as a driver? We know that you're pretty patient of a driver, but you know Barcode's in the front. Why were you so patient, or were you patient, or was it just that hard to pass here today to try to get up there?
It was just that hard to pass, but there's nowhere you can really pass except I didn't want to rub the side of his car, like make him think I'm trying to wreck him or whatever, but it's just tough to pass.
And, you know, you got there at the end with Barcode, and you had a moment where you were doing the green flag pit cycle. You were in the middle of the field getting through lap traffic. It didn't seem like that phased you too much, but as you got to the end there with Barcode and you were able to battle there at the end, you had an opportunity to take over the race lead, and you two just kind of went door to door for about 5-6 turns. Do you feel like that was the lap before the final lap was the best opportunity in the race that you could have taken a shot at him, or if you were close enough at the end there, because it seemed like he got a little bit away from you, would you have taken another shot at him?
That move, I locked up 3 times. It was actually an accident, but I let off on the exit of the turn to give him a little bit more of an advantage on the straight, and then it just got me back. He was too fast. I mean, there was nothing I could do. The only way I could get by him was dive bombing him. That's the only way.
Did you feel like getting through the lap traffic throughout the race was tough at all? I mean, was there any skittish moments for you as a driver that's, trying to get through? Because, some of these drivers are staying out as long as they can. Roxman with his penalty, so he was under, some fresher tires, more fuel in the car. When you made that pit stop, were you concerned that you weren't able to, because it seemed like your pit stop was to try to pass Sean. It felt like that moment of the race, that was, hey, I'm going to pit. I'm going to see if I can beat him before he gets into the pits. Was that the mentality, and were you concerned getting back to him when you're getting it through the field?
Yeah, I pitted to pass him because I couldn't get around him, and I passed 3 cars. I was actually surprised. I got by him pretty quickly. The carts let me by. Some of them let me by pretty easily, but I think I came out just ahead of him when he pitted, and then the caution came out, so then I had to guess the restart again. I was so bad at the restarts.
And, you talked about restarts. It seemed to be your Achilles heel tonight. No matter what you did up front alongside, being the third car back, it's never really that big of a deal because you're on the inside line. But to be there and try to time when that leader's going to jump, that just seemed like that was the toughest part for you. And do you feel like the restarts going into turn 1 were the most crucial for you, because it seemed like you and Sean just kept flip-flopping throughout the race?
Yeah, that was the most important part of the whole race, I think. If you were up front out of the first turn, you were pretty safe throughout the rest of the lap. It was probably the most stressful part of the race. Yeah, I mean. Yeah.
And did you? Oh, go. Sorry, you had more to say?
That's it. That's it.
And the battling there at the end. We're gonna go back to that. How much fun was that for you as a driver? We know that you're not really in the championship contention, but to be able to battle there at the end, was that a lot of fun, or was that stressful because it was just that hard to pass?
It was fun. It was probably the best race I've had in a pretty long time. I've never actually, well, not that sounds cocky, but most of the time I'm usually, around the top speed. But Barca was definitely the fastest this race, so I've never been getting bullied.
Well, nonetheless, Vanquish, we hope to see you back. I know that you don't plan on making many appearances, but a great result for you. A win last week, second overall tonight. Who knows what the future may hold, but congratulations on a great result, and a lot of fun there watching you guys fight at the end.
Thanks.
And that was Vanquish FRC, second overall today. And we're finally going to get to the man of the hour, ESV Barcode. And Barcode, we don't see it very often when somebody challenges you, and you had to fight for it today. You had a lot of advantage on the restarts today, but take us through that battle between you and Vanquish. About, 5-6 laps, just trying to keep him behind you. He gets to your door, and just how were you able to keep yourself together there at the end, and how difficult was it to get that lead back once he got side-by-side with you?
I mean, I was expecting him to be on my pace just about. I know it's very quick. In terms of the battling, I mean, all I really had to do was just defend the few, places you can dive them to hairpins. As long as you defended and didn't leave the door open on the exit, you couldn't really get past me. I know, like you said, he accidentally dived me going onto the back straight, but managed to hold it on the outside on the next corner and then overtake him into the next one, so it wasn't too bad.
And, was it that hard to pass here? I know you didn't have to do much passing of your own, but during the cycling, did you have to get any around the lap traffic yourself? And can you relate to how difficult it was to pass at COTA?
Thankfully, I didn't have any traffic in the pit cycle, but I know from what other people are saying, and I can definitely see it, that is very difficult to pass it. If we're not going to give leave the door open, it's very hard to pass.
And you talked about covering every entrance to your turn. I mean, it seemed like after he finally got to you, that next lap, the final lap, you were really starting to cover your inside. Did you start changing the way you drove there at the end just to make sure that that I have this covered? There's no way you have to get to the outside and make something happen there?
Not really. I was kind of doing that anyway. I just thought maybe I'll just do it. Just keep doing it anyway, just in case, because I wasn't sure if he actually meant to go for that move. But you may as well defend. Don't let him have a chance.
And, I got to ask, this has to feel good after Watkins Glen, the ghost punt, first win on the season. It usually doesn't take this long to get those wins. We know that you're kind of new to the oval stuff as well, but to get that first win on the season and to try to fight your way into a championship, which, we've seen it before. You've missed a week. You've come close. Just how good does this one feel after having that mishap back at Watkins?
Well, it does feel pretty nice, especially since I had to fight for it pretty hard. I probably should have had it at Watkins, that if not been for the lag and anything. The ovals I don't expect to win on, not a chance, unless I get super lucky.
And obviously you're competing with some really good oval racers, but nonetheless, Barcode, congratulations on a tough fight tonight. We know that the second half of the series is still to be told, but is there anything for you, just like Sean, where the ovals aren't technically your bread and butter, is there any adjustments you're going to make there? Just hope that maybe that pace and that speed start coming along a little bit better as the season progresses with only, one road course left in the season.
I mean, nothing really for the road courses. Maybe be a bit more aggressive on the ovals. My pace has been good on the ovals. It's just lacking the aggression in the race and the race pace.
Do you have the consistency, you think? Is the consistency not a problem for you at those places as well?
No, it's not too bad, the consistency. It's usually pretty good. And maybe a little harder in the race with the dirty and how the car behaves, but honestly, it's been pretty good. It's just, the lack of aggression is hurting me a bit.
Well, obviously still a lot of season left, but congratulations to get that first win in the series, and we hope that your luck starts picking up a little bit better at those ovals, because it's great to see you guys battling like that, especially at a race like today. But again, congratulations on your win tonight.
Yeah, thank you.
That's ESV Barcode, ladies and gentlemen, your race winner. And once again, this completes round number 5 of the MEA NASCAR Cup Series here at Circuit of the Americas. What a day. It was a tough start for a lot of drivers. There were some questionable calls early in the race, but once the race got going, a lot of good stuff happened. And again, ESV Barcode, your race winner with Vanquish FRC in second. Third, RZM Sean picking up very important points here tonight. Bobberts wasn't able to get past Sean to finish in front of him, but was able to get vital points over Katie. Katie getting a result she didn't think she was going to get in that 5th spot. And then the rest of the field was able to finish their race. So it's always good to not see those lag outs and rage quits. But again, round number 5 in the books. Once again, I'm SR Mayhem. I might have added too many S's there. Thank you for watching the MEA NASCAR Cup Series, and we'll see you next week. Same time, same place. Good night.